LegoCon. What an excellent concept, tarnished by a confusing direction, lackluster announcements, bad and cringy writing, and a show that was clearly designed to have a live studio audience.
Everyone give it up for Donut!
Oh no, it's so cringy.
Now, for those of you who don't really know what LegoCon is and what everybody is currently talking about on the internet, I'm going to give a brief synopsis. LegoCon was a 2-hour live stream designed to show off a bunch of new products, have a lot of fun with their audience, and show off some of the projects that they've got coming up in the future. Now, conventions like this are not a new thing. Think of things like E3, which has been going for a long time, and things like the Apple events, which, you know, they announce new products at every year. But I personally have felt that these types of shows have been getting a lot less popular throughout the last couple of years. It just further solidifies that LegoCon was not the type of thing people were asking for, and actually left us with a bunch of questions like, who is this actually designed for? What's with all of the strange choices in terms of announcements? And what does this leave for the future of LegoCon? All these questions I plan to talk about today, starting with... The direction for this LegoCon was all wrong in my opinion, and it literally started from the second it began. You had this really nice clean intro which was clearly designed very well. Then Adam Ward came along and he started speaking to the audience about how this is going to be a great stream and that the actual show was going to start in about 30 minutes time, which I was okay with, and then he decided to proceed and show the audience some things that the AFOL community have been doing over the last couple of years, and the videos he presented by clearly other people had been very good and very informative, and it was interesting to see, and I was actually getting kind of excited for the rest that was to come, because I thought that this was kind of the gauge of what LegoCon was going to be. However, between these sections, Adam Ward, and I'm guessing it was the script here, not necessarily him, but he kept addressing the audience as if they were 5-year-olds doing the story explorer every time the interesting segments would turn off.
How about you? What are you excited about? No, tell me, come on. Yes, talk to your screen.
I love hugs! Do you like hugs?
No way! Me too! Now let's meet a couple.
And I get you have to keep the kids focused, and this convention is not necessarily just for AFOLs, but it just left me, the viewer, in an incredibly jarring mood, going from something really cool and interesting, then going back to Adam doing something stupid and cringy, then back to something informative and interesting. I couldn't also help but think to myself that I made a video encapsulating the community with my Lego YouTube Rewind, and I felt like something like that should have been included in something like this LegoCon. Granted, I'm fully aware that the Lego community is a very diverse place, so I'm not saying it should have been me up on those screens, but I am saying it would have been nice to see somebody from the Lego YouTube community up there on screen at LegoCon, even if it was just set up by LAN members. As if I'm honest, especially kids are going to be looking at Lego YouTube all the time, and I appreciate at the start they definitely put some Lego content creators in there, but when I say content creators, it was more people who do photography with Lego, people who make Lego stop motions, no one from the Lego commentary community, which I feel is a very big part of the Lego community here on YouTube. Would have been nice to see something like my Lego YouTube Rewind up on screen, just encapsulating the Lego community in general, as I feel like a lot of kids do spend a lot of their time on YouTube and would definitely recognize some faces. A good example of this is things like Minecon. Minecon really do encapsulate their YouTube community, having them up on stage, doing certain Q&As with them, because they understand that their audience is mostly kids that watch this kind of stuff on YouTube. And this is just one of many things that I think LegoCon definitely missed the mark on in terms of this convention. And hell, it wasn't even the actual convention itself. It was the kind of pre-show before the convention, and something like that definitely could have been included in my opinion, especially in this segment as you're kind of targeting the AFOL community. But hey, maybe the actual Lego convention will have a segment all about AFOLs and stuff like that. I immediately got the vibe that this was going to be for children, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I understand that a lot of kids are into Lego and that is their primary audience. This is going to feel very Teen Choice Awardsy. But it started with an interview, and immediately the vibe changed for me. It went from dancing all over the place to actually asking decent and informative questions to Lego designers. And all I could think to myself was, who the hell is this convention designed for? You have all the flashiness as if it was for kids, but then all of the informative stuff for the adults. And that's fine on paper, but LegoCon keeps switching between the two themes so back and forth so quickly that just makes it really awkward and cringy to watch. And unfortunately, every single person talking about it on things like Twitter right now have noticed this exact problem and are complaining that the hosts don't know what they're doing or something along those lines, and generally just being quite mean, which is unfair because it's clearly not their fault, they're just doing their job. It's probably more something to do with the writers and the higher ups at Lego deciding what the hell this convention's going to be about, not having a clear plan or direction direction in place. But at the same time, I kept watching, hoping that we would actually get something interesting later on down the line, like these new sets they've been teasing all over Lego.com for the past couple of weeks. Now, the announcements are disappointing. Unfortunately, they decided, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's just re-announce all the stuff that we decided to announce on June 1st. Now, there is one exception, which we'll get to later, but unfortunately, things like Mario, things like Vidiyo, all these sets which we've known about for a very long time now, have all just been re-announced at LegoCon. Now, of course, there is some exceptions, but at the same time, they started off this livestream by talking about the Discovery Space Shuttle, which came out at the beginning of April. Why are you talking about it at an announcements convention at practically the beginning of July? Oh wait, it's just so you can have Mike Massimino come on and just explain a little bit about space. Because space is cool, and kids want to be astronauts. And parents who wanted to be astronauts but are now working a 9-to-5 job can go and buy your space shuttle for $200. And this isn't the only thing. We obviously had the re-announcement of the 20th anniversary collection from Harry Potter, the re-announcement of the Lego Luigi sets. In fact, the only product which I can actually think was new in this entire convention, and was that Star Wars set that they kept teasing all over Lego.com, was the Moff Gideon light cruiser that leaked 3 weeks ago. So in Lego's eyes, yes, it was a big new announcement, but to the Lego community, everybody already knew what was coming. And these are just a few questionable things I found about the LEGO convention. But to end off this video, I just want to talk a little bit about the future of LegoCon and where I think it can go. I honestly don't think that this show was that bad. And perhaps it was COVID that did it, but I really do think it was put on too late. And that was its main issue. I honestly think if this convention had come out 1 or 2 months earlier, we could have got some really big announcements like the Lego Harry Potter stuff, the Mario stuff, the Star Wars stuff. All of that could have been a big announcement and people would have flipped. Only a few things would have come out in the leak community and Lego could have solidified all of the rumors by just announcing this big Lego con right before June 1st, and then everybody on June 1st could have gone out and got all of these new sets. And with the new and upcoming stuff, like Lego Luigi, being announced at the con, but announced to come out later through the month. This would have given Lego a platform to release a roadmap to us, which we've never had before out of Lego, and would have created a new thing for Lego to do every couple of years. And that leads me to, I wish this has been a normal convention. I wish we could have gone to a massive Lego convention, like San Diego Comic-Con style, with massive tables and booths set up of people selling and displaying Lego. And there are Lego conventions out there that do pretty much the same thing, but imagine one actually run by Lego, and then you being invited into a studio to watch the massive announcement event. That's what this should have been. And that's why I'm annoyed that this convention, if you want to even call it that, was a massive letdown. And I don't want the funding to necessarily get lost for this, because I do feel it still has potential. So Lego, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, keep up LegoCon, make it bigger, make it better, learn from the mistakes. Please sort out your leaking issues so we don't know what's coming up in your conventions. And then hopefully we'll have a LegoCon that everyone will enjoy. But that's it, guys. What did you think of LegoCon? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you even watch the event? If I'm honest, I felt like it was kind of a waste of 2 hours of my life. But hey, I'm happy you guys got to the end of this video. If you did manage to get to this end of the video, make sure you guys smash the like button and smash that subscribe button. I'll speak to you in the next one. Goodbye.